poverty situation, the saga that is including the Vice President of Nigeria, and the alarming, the ever-increasing debt profile of Nigeria, the rising debt profile as it stands is almost 90 billion. Yeah, $90 billion debt. And so many other things surrounding problems. So before I continue, I still have to wait for one or two more people to log on. So if you have a facility to join me live, because where I am, I don't have, the internet is mucking around anyway, so that facility might be restricted because of the place that I'm staying now. If your mobile have a facility to join me, just send me the invite. I will bring you on for the discussion. Feel free to invite your friends. All we're going to talk is or discuss is purely the problem in Nigeria. But first of all, I have to kickstart it anyway. My worry is the problem that has been facing the Vice President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osibanjo. To be very honest, you're welcome, Deji Dorothy, Impotech, Choma, you're welcome, Mohamed Lawal, Inawuni, Winnie, you're welcome to my word. So, Mona Lisa, Chidebere, Nze Marvel, Choma Alex, Erole Etomi Place, Chimezie Harry, you're all welcome to this evening broadcast. So I have to start with the issue surrounding the Vice President and the Chief of Staff of the President of the Republic of Nigeria, and the sacking of over 30 personal staff of the Vice President. Honestly, I don't understand this story, and the development is quite ludicrous that a Vice President of the Republic of Nigeria, a lawyer of that magnitude and repute, will allow himself to be ridiculed. For whosoever that is watching this evening, please, if you know Professor Yemi Osibanjo, please send this video to him or his staffs. One thing I have to put it clear to Nigerians is that the Vice President is not a staff of President Buhari. The Constitution didn't put it that way. Yemi Osibanjo is not employed by President Muhammad Buhari. Their employers are Nigerian. The office of the Vice President is not part of the appointment made by President Buhari. So the issue of you sack my staff, you sack my staff, Osibanjo have a right to constitute his own staff, bring his budget to the National Assembly, they will approve, and his office will be paying his staff. So this nonsense of somebody that is not elected, that has no constitutional power whatsoever, sacking staff of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is unheard of. It's unheard of. Does that mean that Osibanjo doesn't have advisors that are knowledgeable? I don't think, no matter how radical and irresponsible these cabals might be, I don't think that they will resort to physical molestation of the vice president. So why is he afraid? He is covered by the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Osinbajo is covered by the Constitution. On which right does the president have, or his chief of staff, to even conceive, to talk of now sacking 30 staffs of the vice president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, number 2 citizen of Federal Republic of Nigeria, and everybody kept quiet. Everybody kept quiet as if there's a problem. I keep telling you, between you, me, and God, I have no financial benefit of all this nonsense. I only talk because when things are going so wrong, so many people are keeping quiet. I can't join them. Osinbajo is not my friend, but his office is what every Nigerian has to protect. It's not about Osinbajo, but the office he's occupying. If it is rubbish today, remember that the office of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will forever be rubbish by incoming presidents and their staffs. This was the nonsense that Nigerians did while Jonathan was there. They used Jonathan as a football. They forgot that it is not about Jonathan, but the office he was occupying. Some people were making caricature. They brought a gang, a team of liars who will coquille some stupid lies to malign, to mess up that president. Now, people have the affront to throw tantrums on Nigerian presidents because they set a precedent. No, that's why the current government now is scared. I heard that they want to give 3 years imprisonment for people that insulted them or people that challenged their. No Nigerian insult anybody. They are only afraid of criticism, just like the foolishness happening in the Senate, where a Senate of Federal Republic of Nigeria can pass a bill, a VAT bill that was never presented. They have never seen it. They didn't read it, and you pass first reading, second reading. Amazing. And 200 million Nigerians, everybody, they are sitting on their bums. Feel free to share the video, please, to your groups or friends, whichever way you feel like. So everybody is sitting on their bums. This afternoon, over 500 million people are on the street of Conakry protesting because the president mentioned that they want to modify or amend the constitution for him to run for the 3rd term. If it is Nigeria, people will remember that they are PDP, they are APC, they are Hausa, they are Yoruba, they are Igbo. What nonsense is that? Small Guinea Conakry, they are on the street. $200 million Nigerians, you fold your arms, an illiterate and bunch of cowards that claim that they are cabals. They are messing the country, changing the destiny of millions. Surprisingly, there are young people who are paid peanuts. They are paid peanuts. All they do is to sit under one laptop, monitoring people that will criticize government. People don't criticize government for criticizing sake. It's when they bring policies that don't have human face. Policies we know globally that have failed. We say, no, it's not going to work. When this government started with their debt, we say, debt is not a problem. Debt is good because it's a cheap source of finance. But the problem is that match your debt with project. Meaning that in few months, the project will start receiving what? Bringing out income. The income, if it depends on the time lag of repayment of the loan and interest, it will be enough to start paying back interest. Now, some of the loans are in private pockets. Some of the loans are in private pockets. The contracts were never executed. just like our roads. 75% of Nigerian roads, if not more, are not motorable. All of them were budgeted from 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19. They were in budgets of the federal government. None of them was done. The money was pocketed by people who feel that Nigeria belonged to them. And all they are doing is now using the National Assembly to checkmate Nigerians. If you complain, 3 years imprisonment. Then they should build more prison for people. For me, I'm not going to stop. I owe Nigeria that duty. If everybody stop, I'm not going to stop. Once I am saying the truth, I'm saying the facts. I have no personal difference with anybody. And my interest is on the policies that are happening. So this is the problem. Whosoever knows Osinbajo should remind him that is the Vice President of Federal Republic of Nigeria and not a boy. He was not employed by President Buhari. He is not Buhari's assistant. He is the Vice President of Nigeria, not Buhari's assistant. He was not appointed by Buhari. They were all elected in the same ballot paper. He is not answerable. Again, let me put it clearer. He is not answerable to Buhari. They work hand in hand. Buhari is here, he's here. They work hand in hand. If Buhari is in Nigeria, the next person we know is Osinbajo. This Facebook Live today is not about whether he transmitted power to Osinbajo or not. I'm not going to discuss that today. Because the nonsense is getting out of hand. 200 million people, everybody sit on their dome, on their bomb. And these people are messing everybody around. How can ordinary chief of staff have the liver to order for the sack, even if it was Buhari's instruction? Buhari doesn't have the power. If there is an austerity measure to trim down staff, it should be a general thing across the board. But the president, Senate, everybody should share their staff. Let's say 20%, 30% to reduce costs. That's no problem. But if Osinbajo can be targeted just because they have perceived that he's weak, he's vulnerable, based on the information they had on him, whether they are true or fictitious, that's really sad. I have to repeat again, Abba Kyari, President Buhari has no right to sack the staff or staffers of the Vice President of the Republic of Nigeria. They don't have that right. And why Nigerians are keeping quiet, is what I don't understand. There's one guy, his name is Chilo Sanchez Mwibo. He said I should come back and take over from Abba Kyari if I have the guts. Don't stay in a road and rant. I'm not ranting. For you, irresponsible errand boy, you have a right to say anything. As a slave, you pride over the chain on your neck. Yes, it's typical of a slave. I have no business or grudge with Abba Kyari. But the point that his activities or action against the vice president is illegal. He doesn't have the power to do that. They have no power to desecrate the office of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Whichever this boy, Chilo, whatever Sanchez is, I have no business, I have no grudge, I have no problem with any politician. All I talk about, wherever you see, is policies that don't have human face. They have no right to sack the staff of the Vice President of the Republic of Nigeria. He's number 2 citizen of this country. Whether we like him or we don't like him, God has given him that position. So, but for Nigerians to fold their hands and watch all this nonsense happening every day, because it will happen again. It will happen again. Today we have people supporting PDP or APC or whichever party. When we are kids, there are other political parties. PDP and APC will still phase out. There will be other parties. The worst that will happen to Nigeria is by after 2023, by May, Buhari will not be there. Most of these actors today will be history forever. That's why I keep telling young people, never lose hope. These people we are seeing today, they will be like Egypt. Soonest we will not see them again. And God will surely bring back the prosperity of our country. But one point is that the country doesn't belong to them. We cannot be cowed into some bunch of lunatics telling us that because you criticize the government, because you rejected a policy that would lead to nowhere, that you will be given 3 years imprisonment. That's absolute nonsensical. Nobody should be cowed into accepting that rubbish. Nobody should accept that. So, the Chilo guy, I think I've given you a big service responding to your foolishness. The highest thing that you're doing, they are paying you your 20,000. Your 20,000 is around 15 pounds. It's just a meal of a child in the UK. What they pay a graduate, like you might be a graduate, what they are paying you a month is a dinner money of a kid in secondary school. A dinner money. Because he will take the 20 pounds, go and eat in McDonald's, take the change for change, buy drinks, and pay for his travel. But a graduate, you will be there licking bombs of bunch of idiots, trying to undermine superior opinion on how things will move forward. Anyway, so that is much we can take from Osinbajo. But the point that on recap is that it is never written anywhere that the president of the Republic of Nigeria controls the vice president. No, all of them have a constitutional breach. So there are constitutional provision of what this man gonna do. This is his responsibility and limitations. None. Nowhere was it written that the president would checkmate the vice president, that the president and his staffers will be sacking officials and staff of the vice president. Never. Was not written anywhere. So Nigerians keeping quiet, especially, I have to be very honest, those who think that they're going to benefit from 2023, and all they think is to let us mortgage, let us sacrifice Osinbajo because of 2023. I am telling you, the biggest losers will be you guys. Yes. Because if they are serious, they should go to National Assembly and see if they can get 75% to impeach him. They're not going to get it. Unless the Southwest have decided to put him under the bus. They're not going to get this 25%, 75% to sack Osinbajo. So why are they blackmailing and intimidating him? So that is that. Another one I am looking at is the border closure. Today we had the news that Nesto, Dangote, and over 38 Nigerian companies are now counting their losses. One Their containers are still at the border between Nigeria and Niger Republic, either Seme or Wede, whichever one where it is. Their input cannot come in. Their exports, which is finished goods, going to West African country, cannot go out. How can a country be so wicked to themselves? How can a country be so wicked? A few days ago, the Director General of Customs said that China was rich because they closed border for 40 years. What a stark, foolish, blind illiterate. He failed to tell Nigerians that over 40 to 41 million people died in China as a result of that self-inflicted injury of closing the border. He should look at the history of countries that closed border. Latin America, number 1. East Europe, number 2. These are poverty capitals because you cover yourself, nobody will see you. Just like a beautiful girl, you stay in your room every day, year in, year out. Nobody will see you. You marry yourself. No country that have blocked themselves, closing border, has progressed in any history. Forget about their rubbish, stupid lies. East Europe, they are poor today, is because of nearly a quarter of the century self-blockage they gave to themselves, closing border, communism. The transformation that happened in China happened after Chairman Mao left office. It has nothing to do with border closure. And China invested in young people. I am surprised. Nigerian population from the age of 35 downwards is very close to 58% of Nigerian population. And over 80% of them are unemployed. Every year we have over 200 to 300,000 students coming out of the university. The highest number that will get a job is between 10 to 15%. What happened to the rest? So the same people that are victims of this ill administration, of this madness of clueless government and politicians, the victims of this misrule are the people that will come and start challenging people that you are telling the government to correct their policy. How can a slave be so happy with a chain on his neck? A slave celebrating the chain on his neck, his bangle. You are happy with it. And those who are clamoring that this thing should come off your neck, you are making noise. Absolute nonsensical. So the border closure, I have to be emphatic on this, is targeted to destroy the economy of the South. Most of the people in the South have lost out on the government since Buhari came into office. Since he assumed office in 2015, most people in the South has lost out. So they only rely on ordinary commerce, buying and selling. So they came under a camouflage of rice. They are telling you that they are closing border because of rice. What is rice? Over 2-3 million items are being imported by Nigerians. How can he close border because of one item? And in the first place, are you going to stop the importation of something that you don't even produce enough? The local production of rice in Nigeria is no more than 21%. At least if it is a responsible government, by now they should have appraised the impact of this So for them to justify their criminality on Nigerians, what they did was to bring a video of a rice that was impounded or seized in 2016 and claim that it happened recently to justify their madness. So what they did was economic sabotage of the economy of the South. But forgetting that economy of the South and the North are intertwined. They help each other. They use similar market. If you choke up the economy in the South, it affects the North more because people have to make money to buy things coming from the North. If you don't have money, onions will spoil at the market. Most of the rice that might even come, nobody will have enough money to buy it. So you have squeezed the funds coming into private pockets in the South. They won't have enough money to buy things coming from the North. Automatically, you are choking the economy. So, because these are a bunch of wicked people, they know what they're doing. They know the right thing to do. But all they think about, all they feel like doing is to give people, punish people, bring policies that will bring Nigerians to their what? To their knees. That's why you just see today, majority of Nigerians are malnourished. Sickness of $5 can kill a Nigerian. Look at a big Niger. If you travel all over the world, if there are 20 blacks, if a Nigerian comes out there, whether white or whichever where the person is coming, they will say this person is Nigeria. They will single you out because these are special people. Nigerians are special people. No, you're not wearing Nigerian clothes. They're going to say this is a Nigerian, and they will be 100% accurate. Now, the government is deliberately using hunger as a weapon. When the people, like, what's his name? The guy that was messing around here, his types, before they would join this government, they have been starved like any other thing. They have no other option. They will turn to time criers and blowing vuvuzelas to the government for them to make ends meet. They might kill their parents just to please the government. So such people are dangerous. We must not waste our time in them. So the poverty level is getting more dangerous. When we heard that is poverty level of Nigeria is we're the poverty capital of the world. They weren't lying. And this thing happened last year. I am telling you, as at that time, it was 74 or 72 million. As at today, we have 92 million people living below $1 a day, below poverty line. So that means that we have added over 15 to 20 million people under the poverty line in the last 2 years. And still, people are sitting on their bums. Sit down, they look. Whichever thing they do is up to them. It's up to us. You have to query. Once the agitation is under the ambit of the law, there is nothing they can do. If you see any dictator, a typical dictator is a coward. They are afraid of the truth. Why are Nigerians sitting on their bum? What happened to normal protest, democratic process, which our constitution supports? Protests are there for you to register your displeasure on a specific policy. We have a hunger. It's a government tactics geared towards the poor and the middle class, which has been wiped out. We have high unemployment level because the government intentionally refused to expand the economy that will create jobs. Construction has gone to the least level since independence. If you go across the world, they are building roads, they are building houses. So when they are building roads, young people are engaged in accounting, construction, surveying, so many areas. People are being fixed. Money is coming into private people's pockets. They are using money to go to the market. The market people are going to buy from manufacturers. Manufacturers are paying inputs. It's going around, circle, multiplier effect. Economy is expanding. But now, all the money is in the hand of Buhari and his family and friends and party loyalists and all that. They can threaten anybody. They can threaten us. But one point, let me tell you, whatever it is, history will be kind to us, that we refuse to keep quiet at a time like this. History will be kind to us. That is my solace. I've said it several times. I have no grudge with anybody, any politician, whatever political affiliation you have. I don't have any grudge with anybody. I'm not an enemy to anybody. I don't care whether you're there or not. All that I care is that you are there on a promise and swearing an oath that you protect, you secure Nigerians. But it's a shame. It is a shame that they are doing otherwise. When you swear on the Quran, you swear on the Bible, but every day you dish out policies that will send so many people to their grave. Now, let me tell you, how many people in the last 4 months after the election, or let's say a month from February to last month, how many times have you people heard of Nigerians committing suicide? It reduced because Nigerians don't care what happened around them. Suicide reduced a month to election and last month. Why? Because people have hope that something new will happen to them, that there will be a new government that will change their life. They were hanging on that little hope. That was why somebody jumped into lagoon. Somebody jumped from bridge of Third Mainland Bridge. Somebody take whatever poison that is available to them. That's the hope. But I'm still telling you, whether it's Buhari or anybody, keep the hope alive. They're not going to be there forever. We must rescue the country. It doesn't belong to them. They are just temporary tenants. Whatever it is, by 36 months today, 3 years, put it in paper. If you see them, they will be leaking people because they know that there's no way they won't be probed, because the corruption level this time is of this another word. By 3 years today, all of them, most of them will run away. All the noisemakers, all these people that are doing like a semi-lion, all of them will run away from the country. All of them will run away because they know that the new government might not spare them. So don't be cowed. If you want to say what you want to say, once you know is the truth, back with facts, say it, heaven will not fall. They used hunger as a weapon. They used hunger as a weapon to ordinary people. It's difficult for young people to take 2 square meals. They know how difficult a hungry man it is for a hungry man to fight. Even if it's your last blood, use it to say the truth. Heaven will not fall. Heaven will not fall. So for you that is in Abuja, thinking that 3 years will not come, remember we have the first 4 years. Before you know, the 4 years is like, boom, it's finished. You've got another mandate, President Buhari. This mandate, whether it is real or otherwise, you have it because it has been confirmed by the Supreme Court. Ensure that you're going to live in Nigeria, that one day they will see your children on the street and they say, oh my God, this is a son or a daughter of our former leader. If you leave office today, I'm telling you, some people answering Buhari might be eradicated because I don't think anybody, any family calls their son or daughter Abacha. I'm not here to judge Abacha whether he's right or not. Nobody give that name again. The name Buhari will be like a curse in any part of Nigeria. So you have time to amend the situation that you made worse, because this is not the Nigeria you met in 2015. It is apparent, even if the budget is 20 trillion, nothing will happen between now and 2020 ending. Why? Because if we are using about 70 to 80% of the budget, that is 7 to 8 trillion to service debt and other obligations, we are left with only 20%, which is around 2 trillion. So we don't need a soothsayer that it's going to be tough. Not mind how you guys lie to us, we know. But a good government, you have to be honest to the people. This is all about stewardship. Tell them that the economy is bad. Let people know. But when you tell us that you are doing very well, we know that things are bad, but we see you guys flying in and out. That's the danger of it. They have borrowed and borrowed and borrowed and borrowed and borrowed. By 2020 to 2021, people will be uncomfortable to look at them when they come knocking for the debts, because we might not have the capacity to pay back. One point is that because you don't have the capacity to pay back, your interest will be skyrocketed because they have to build in their risk into the loan repayment. The interest for the loan will be very high. So I'm appealing to the government. Whatever it is, our roads are bad. It's not going to take rocket science to build a rail system from Lagos to Calabar, a rail system from Port Harcourt, Enugu to Abuja, connected to the express one built by Jonathan from Abuja to Kaduna and extend it to Kano, and extend another one from Lagos, Ibadan to Abuja. It will ease Nigeria movement, make the speed train. So somebody from Lagos to Calabar might take 3 hours, but now it's like a day and a half journey. People can stay in Calabar and work in Lagos. People can stay in Port Harcourt and they are working in Abuja. That will reduce the pressure on housing and the cost Nigerians are paying. This is how to build the economy. It's not rocket science. And when you are building this, you are opening the construction industry, it will be absorbing millions and millions of people just to construct it. Then the rail industry, just like we have national rail in the UK and metros in different cities across the world. The rail industry employs millions and millions. This will absorb this new economy, construct rail, pushing people there, bringing more carriers. Within 4 or 5 years, the income, because once it is effective, Nigerians will pay. That's Niger for you. 2 years, 3 years, the return on investment might be over 100%. Ask MTN, ask Econet of then, they covered their investment within years. 2 or 3 years, they've covered their investment in Nigeria. One, we love the mobile telephony. It was efficient or effective based on our own environment as at that time. They covered their investment. So if honestly they can build this rail network from one region to the other, speed train, build the intercity ones, that will take some pressure off our road. In the night, they will move in tankers. That will take off pressure on our roads. Roads they will start lasting for at least 10 years, 15 years. So because they have no idea, there's no policy direction, there's no strategy to do anything, all the government rely on is propaganda, lie, intimidation, blackmail, threat. We are going to jail you because if you say this. We are going to lock you up if you say this. We are going to keep you off radar if you don't support us. Because they are empty. They have nothing to provide. They can't provide anything. So they'll use that threat to keep, shut people up. But I am disappointed that as big as our country, 200 million people, we fold our hands, sitting on our bums, waiting for these people, just moping on them to be throwing up this level of hardship on ordinary people. It is our duty, it is our right to ask questions. It's part of our democratic rights to ask questions. Once it's done under the ambit of law, they can't do anything. These are cowards. They know they are so dishonest, they are scared of the truth. So you have to say it. If that will keep the sleepless night, let it be. So when you see a graduate, most young people, you finish first degree, there is no job, you stay 1, 2, 3 years. Then you tell yourself the best is to go and do master's degree. You go and do a master's degree. You come back, there's no job. If you apply, they said you have 3 years working experience. But they know that you just finished university. They're asking you for 3 years. That is another stupid gang up against the poor. Government know what to do. If Buhari can listen to me, I have a solution, a quick one. We have over 20 million undergraduates that don't have job. They have no chance of getting a job in the next 3 years. Give us 4 mega universities like Oxford and Cambridge that have a collegiate system. Each of them will be in a position to absorb at least 500,000. Bring the Bangalore experience and Mumbai experience, where they brought, in collaboration with SAP, Sage, Oracle, Microsoft, Apple, they brought all these IT companies into India. These students were, these graduates were converted to a sellable skills within 6 months. Within a year, most of them now are ready-made exports to different parts of the world. That's why you go to any part of the world, just go to Asia, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, UAE. Go to Europe, from Amsterdam to Frankfurt, Luxembourg, London, Paris. They are all Indians managing the IT sector everywhere. They have gone into finance everywhere because they were prepared. So when they were talking about China and China, the difference was they invested in their young people. In the last 20 years, China have moved over 18 million young people to study across the globe. Their tuition fee will be paid, their accommodation will be paid, their feeding will be paid. They have another substance like a pocket money. All they're going to do is to go there and learn a specific course. When they finish, some of them that are privileged to get a job will work for like 2 or 3 years, understudy his environment, bring back that experience back to India, back to China. Then they start doing reverse engineering. If they have a foreign company that have a phone, either it's a phone manufacturing, whatever business, they will send their boys there. Within a year, they'll do reverse engineering to improve on that phone production. China government can have the company, or they will ship it to their private people. Nigeria can do that. Nigerians are smart. But all we are doing is they will bring the highest thing that young Nigerians get is SA to councillor and SA to SA of a commissioner. Look at an SA will have another SA. Assistant media head to the governor. That's all you guys will get. And you are happy, giving the impression that all is well. It is not. You have to speak out. You have to speak out. They have ears. You have to speak out. So when they are intimidating you, don't do this, don't do that. No, it's a lie. It's your right. They know it's your right. Right? When they're threatening you with 3 years imprisonment, imprisoning you for what? I know the judiciary has been bastardized anywhere, but there are still men that have conscience. And these people are cowards. They're not going to take you there because they know they're going to lose. It's just a blackmail. 3 years for criticizing an incompetent government. What nonsense is that? So what I'm saying, we have the power to change our destinies in our hand. The country belongs to each and every one of us. Don't even say, oh, it's Buhari them. No. Buhari doesn't own Nigeria. We own it as well as Buhari. Recapping on the vice president, Professor Sibanjo. I don't know what you're scared for. I don't know what you are scared of, please. I just don't know. You are a law professor, and I think you should have known better than ordinary people. You are not an employee of President Buhari. Buhari is not your employer. Your employer is Nigerian, ordinary people, just like Buhari is. There is no side part of the Constitution that said that Buhari would detect what he would do. The Constitution spells out what he would do, not Buhari. It is within the ambit of law and your responsibility to list the number of staff that you're going to work with. And you send your budget to the National Assembly, they will approve, and you pay them from there. And other activities of the Vice President office. I know you messed up things. When a vice president descended solo to start sharing money in the market, what a councillor would do, a vice president, number 2 citizen of Federal Republic of Nigeria. But we cannot be flogging you or blaming you in perpetuity. This is time for you to look back and remember that you are the vice president. You are not no more the Sibanjo that was a commissioner in Lagos or a lawyer of one legal practice somewhere. You are the vice president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Get that in your skull. These people pursuing you don't have that right. They know it. It's when they brought up a blackmail and some Trump charges, either you misappropriated one little money or you big money or whatever it is. If actually they have those such cases, they should bring it to the courts. And again, you have immunity of office. They cannot prosecute you while you are in office. So what are you afraid of? Or maybe you are waiting that they're going to give you a presidential candidate of your party in 2023. You know it's not going to happen. What are you afraid of? It is your duty to perform your job or your role in line with the Constitution and help to save this night republic. Because the news that's coming from the Senate and the National Assembly is scary. That some bunch of people will endorse a bill that they have not seen, that was never presented to them. They just mentioned the name of a bill. Our own senators will start voting past the first stage, second stage. I think by now they must have. So the country has been wrecked to the extent that it's scary. So once again, all hope is not lost. All these problems are temporal. We will surely overcome. Trust me. We will surely overcome. These evil people we are seeing today, in the next 36 months, they will be acting like a pussycat. In the next 40 months, they will be scared to walk on the street of Nigeria. They will be so scared. Most of them will commit suicide because they know that the eyes that is crying can also see. They put Nigerians in bad state. Doesn't mean that we are stupid. People don't challenge them. Doesn't mean that they are stupid or we don't know what's going on. That few people are milking the economy. That the budget, the yearly budget goes into the pocket of few people. That an NPC or the contract of an NPC are channeled into not less than 17 people. And they will start reselling it. Reselling the contract to order before it reaches the actual contractors. It will be difficult for the contractor to make profit. Then they will give us half-baked quality, low quality job. It's the country that is bleeding. It's the country that is bleeding. So, whatever they are doing, I know they are living on false hope or false confidence that Nigerians are stupid. No Niger from east, west, north, south. No Niger is stupid. One day monkey will go to market. It will not return. Thank you so much for joining with me. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I remain Chidi Cali. Yours sincerely. Bye-bye.